A very warm welcome to my wonderful guest today, the founder and leader of the National Colored Congress, formerly known as the Cape Colored Congress. How are you doing, Masakat Fadiel?
I'm good, young brother. I am good. You just called me wonderful.
Yeah.
My day is made. I can die now.
No, that's great. That's great. Thank you for coming today. You've been doing great work in the Cape Town local government, and you've been holding the executive to account in the council, right? But we would like to know about you. Who is Fadiel Adams? Where was Fadiel born? And how did Fadiel grow up in Cape Town?
Oh, it's a long story. I'll give you the short version.
Yes.
1976,
1976.
6th Avenue Retreat.
Yes.
Born in a shanty, my grandmother's, after they were forcefully
Yeah.
removed from Constantia.
Okay. In Constantia.
Moved to Steenberg,
Okay.
right opposite Lavendale.
Yes.
Spent most of my time in Lavendale. Did all the normal Lavendale things. Climbed trees, stole dogs, smoked weed. Got involved with the gangs.
Yes.
In and out the prison system for a very short while. No convictions, I must just put it out.
No conviction.
Not at all.
Yes.
Got hooked on drugs. Got married.
What
Got
was your
divorced.
drug of choice?
I'm not going to mention that.
Okay. All right.
Armed robbery, drugs,
Okay.
many other wrongs in between. Found myself at the ripe old age of 30.
Of 30.
Yeah. Quit drugs when I was 30.
When you were 30.
Couldn't keep going. Had nowhere to go. Had no one left to steal from. Was actually forced into it if I think about it.
Yes.
Forced into quitting.
You were forced to quit it.
Yeah. Met a girl at 31.
31.
Still with her today. I'm 49. I'm 49 now. Yeah.
Good.
Started a little construction company. Employed 6 to 8 people. Treated them well. Saw what was happening in my country. Saw what was happening in my community.
Yes.
Decided to down tools. See what we can fix. Ran out the savings. Started selling my vehicles to keep it afloat, to keep movement afloat.
Used to keep it afloat.
Ran out the funds again. Sold the house
Yes.
to keep it afloat.
And you were funding it in your own pocket.
People, many people say that we are funded by, if you listen to the ANC, they'll tell you that we're funded by white monopoly capital. And if you listen to the Democratic Alliance, they tell you that we're funded by the ANC.
Yes.
The truth is the funder of this party sits before you. Father of too many kids.
How am I going to tell you?
That's been a good wicket. Responsible father, not the best father in the world.
Yes.
Decent father. Try my best. Fail many times. Keep trying. The nice thing is I've forgiven kids.
Yeah.
And every time daddy flops, they forgive me.
Yes.
So we're good.
Oh, that's great.
That's my story.
And obviously the party, right? Does your organization only stand for colored people? Because as it even says on the word, it's the National Colored Congress, right? Before that, it was the Cape Colored Congress.
Before that,
it was Hatful Cape Townians, right? So would you say that your party only stands for the colored community, or the colored community in particular?
The party is focused on the colored community.
Yes.
But we'll assist anyone in need. Anyone. As a matter of fact, I'll use COVID as an example.
Yes.
When all political parties disappeared, the Cape Colored Congress at the time was feeding people in Sikalo.
Yes.
No one talks about that. This is, homelessness doesn't know race.
Yes.
Hunger doesn't know race. Unemployment doesn't care about race. But the fact of the matter is that I, as I sit here, as an Aboriginal, native South African, with no other place to go,
yes,
when I am in need of assistance, it is my race that counts against me. When I mention how wrong this is, I'm a racist. So the National Colored Congress,
yes,
it makes no bones. It offers no apologies for our stance. Our stance is where they've pushed us.
Yes. And basically, from the start of it, where it was founded as the Gatfall Cape Townians in 2020. And that was the period of the pandemic, right?
No, it was Gatfall Cape Town in 2017.
2017.
Yeah.
And what really fueled the start of it?
I was looking at politics. I was looking at the state of politics in the
Yes.
not looking to lead anything, looking to join something.
Yes, yes.
And a friend of mine who was actually a founder member of the Gatfall Cape Townian movement, Oscar Lyons, was at the time a member of the Cape Party, which advocates for Cape secession.
Oh, okay.
And he was trying to get me to join the Cape Party.
Okay.
And I was looking at this and I was thinking, South Africa, you've got cancer. Yeah. There's parts of South Africa that we can save.
Yes.
And I said to Oscar, I've read a little bit about your party. Here's 12 points. Take it to the party leadership. Tell him that this is what I feel as a colored man needs to be addressed.
And you gave them your demands.
Ibrahim Davids, the other founder of Gatfall Cape Townian, the sellout.
So he sold out.
He's also a member of the Cape Party.
Oh, the Cape Party.
He goes to the leadership of the Cape Party and comes back empty. They've shot down every one of the 12 points, including the pivotal one, the leadership of the Cape Party is white. Not a single person of color.
Not a single person.
They wouldn't even entertain that. Now understand, I'm not trying to place myself on the leadership structure. I'm not even a member.
Yes.
I'm saying guys like Oscar and Ibrahim must be included. The Cape Party says F off.
Yeah.
We're okay with white management. I look at the two of them, I say, you know what? Jack Miller is a piece of shit.
Yeah, Jack Miller.
Fuck Jack Miller.
Okay.
Let's do our own thing. So we were talking as Cape Townian.
Yes.
Which is what we are.
And you know the struggles.
And Oscar, she says, I'm Gatfall, man. This is Oscar. Oscar is the, if I tell you
he's the revolutionary.
Oh, he's the biggest oak you ever find. The emotions are running high.
Yeah.
Oscar says, you know what? I'm a Cape Townian. I am Gatfall.
Yeah.
And I go, well, that's the right thing. Gatfall Cape Townian. Yeah. So, credit for the name must be given to Oscar Lyons.
To Oscar Lyons.
People forget the role this oak played in this.
Yes. They played a massive.
So that night, we designed the logo.
Yeah.
This is in Ibrahim's dining room.
Yeah.
And Oscar goes and he has 3 sweaters made. And Oscar wants to put on the sweater.
Okay.
The only good politician is a dead politician. And we vote on it, and the vote is no, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
And Oscar goes to the printer and he says, fuck it, I'm paying for it, I'll do it anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
So he goes back with the sweaters the next night. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
The next day, the Sikalo protest happened.
The Sikalo protest.
And they are throwing petrol bombs and stones at cars.
Sure. At that time.
My wife needs to get home. I hear about this. I'm working in Stellenbosch. I rush towards Mitchell's Plain. This is about 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock.
I get there. I'm seeing this carnage, it's total carnage. I'm telling you, you can't move. Mitchell's Plain is locked down.
It's locked down, just totally.
So the night, we decide, not the night, late afternoon, we are going to clear Vanguard drives so our families can come home.
Yes.
Because these guys, they are trying, listen to what I'm saying, to hurt and kill innocent people. So Mitchell's Plain stands up. Sikalo goes AWOL.
Sure.
They run away. A handful of youngsters tried to burn down Sikalo. I confiscated their petrol.
Sure.
I said to them, there's women and children in there.
Yes.
You're not doing this. SAPs duly arrive. They start firing at us. Mitchell's Plain fires.
Immediately fires.
5 minutes after they pulled up. Now remember, Sikalo was throwing petrol bombs and rocks at people's cars. Not a shot fired at them.
Yeah.
We stand up, they start shooting at us. Mitchell's Plain fires back. Tear gas is flying. Put when that tear gas hits your eyes, I don't care who you are. This is 1976 vibes.
Yeah,
all of us run.
A UTF 5.
All of us run. I lose my car keys. I call my brother. This is after 8.
Yeah.
I've now made peace with the fact that I'm not finding my car keys. I call my brother. I say to him, don't you want to go to my house?
Yeah.
Just grab my spare keys. My car's parked at the total garage.
Yeah.
But remember, shots are still being fired both ways. Because we're duck now. Sam, Carlo, anyone. Bring the Navy SEALs tonight. You know what I mean? You're out for this. In the middle of all this, my phone rings. Sees my brother. I pick it up and say, Buta. He says, yeah, I'm here by the garage.
Yeah.
And then his phone dies. So I make my way to the garage and my brother's car is here, but he's not here.
Yeah.
Then someone who knows him says, hey, he just got out the car and the cops just grabbed him.
Sure.
Right. So now he's been arrested.
Yeah, he's arrested.
So I got to find my brother. So I go to Mitchell's Plain Police Station. He's not there.
He's not there.
I go to Philippi Police Station. They tell me check Strandfontein because all units were out. That is war.
Yeah.
3 police stations cannot tell me where my brother is.
Sure.
In my head, oh my God, they're going to kill him.
Yeah.
This is where my head's at.
I can imagine if you can't find him.
Eventually, I find a sympathetic policeman. He says, listen, if he's arrested, they will be at court tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're at the court. We don't know which police station he is. He hasn't been charged yet. So, okay, fine. The next morning, I'm at the court.
Yeah.
My brother's name is not on the roll.
Sure.
So I'm walking up and down. I'm befuck. I'm mad.
I can imagine.
And then the short journalist, she was the voice of the Cape that time. Wanda Wilkinson.
Oh, I think I.
Yeah, don't worry. I don't like either. She sticks a mic in my face and asks me for a comment about the Sikalo protest.
Yeah.
And I tell the truth.
Okay.
And that 90 seconds goes viral. When I tell you viral, I think it hit 250,000 views in an hour. And from there,
it started.
Here we are. So I understand. Believe me when I tell you, none of this was planned.
None of it was planned.
Nothing.
It was just at the moment you had to act, and you had to provide leadership as well at the time.
I still don't consider myself a leader.
You don't consider yourself?
I'm a construction worker. Who loves his dogs.
Yes.
And isn't even the leader at home. My wife makes the decisions. My wife disciplines the kids. I'm just here.
Yes.
Doing me.
But obviously, Fadiel, if you look at the colored community politically, I'm sure you were convicted in saying that they do need leadership. They do need an alternative, because you had the party, which was obviously the ANC, ID, the DA as well, and they don't seem to solve the problems in the colored community. Didn't you think, weren't you convicted by that, look, we are being left out here. I need to stand up as a leader and fight for my people.
I need to stand up as a father. When it comes to leadership, the colored community has been seriously shortchanged. Who hasn't sold us out? Who's not planning to sell us out? I think in terms of the leadership that I offer, I think we've done relatively well. We've not compromised. We've not accepted money.
Yes.
We're still fighting. And I tell you, money's been offered. And when I tell you the sums involved, I can't believe I didn't take it.
That's massive, eh?
I can't believe I didn't.
They put it here and say, boss, but it's got conditions, I can imagine.
Listen to me. 20 years ago, I had taken a firearm to rob a business of 10,000 rand.
At 10,000 rand. Yes.
Now people are talking to me about 8 figures.
8 figures.
And I'm saying, thanks for the coffee. Have a good day, sir.
And you rejected.
I don't know what my boys are thinking of me. It's not about money, but it's about change.
It's about change.
My people are dying for change. Literally dying 10 a day for change.
For change. And obviously, Fadiel, right? I'd like to ask you, I remember way back, I used to work for a manufacturing company in the IT department, right? And there was a whole lot of, colored workers that were working there. And the one guy used to say, he called me Taki. He used to like calling me Taki. And I didn't take offense in that. But he was also like darker than me. I said, you're also a Taki boss. You're also an African. And he said to me, no. He said it with the colored accent. Like, it's a colored. I'm colored. Because being a colored is not a race. It's a culture. Would you say that is true, Fadiel?
No, that's scientific fact. You know what my nickname is on my father's side of the family?
Yes, what is it?
Kaffa. It's like, I think I'm the darkest.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you're the darker.
You know what my best cousin's nickname is? Tyron?
Tyron, right?
No, you know what his nickname is?
What?
Boera.
Boera.
Because he's got family and green eyes. It's got nothing to do with your color. It's about your culture. I'm racially black. I'm culturally colored.
Yes, I see it.
Unfortunately, this government doesn't accept me as black. Well, not black enough.
Not black enough, you would say.
I'm darker than you.
So
in terms of BEE and affirmative action, I should be 5 points ahead of you.
Yeah, so you still feel that the colored community is being marginalized?
The colored community is marginalized. There's a Human Rights Commission finding that says it. It's not me saying it. It's not us feeling it. An investigation was done, and the conclusion was that since the advent of BEE and affirmative action, the colored community has gotten 40% poorer. That finding is 8 years old. We're probably at 60% poorer now. No one talks about it.
No one talks about that. So you're saying the current laws and the economy really don't favor color. But you know, Fadiel, I've been here in Cape Town for more than 10 years, right? And obviously you can see the change. In corporate as well, you get a whole lot of coloreds that are managers, that are directors, entrepreneurs, professionals and so on. But obviously, yes, it is a minority. But do you think there is a cohesion between the colored middle class and the overwhelming majority of coloreds that are left out? Because it's also the responsibility of the ones who have the opportunities to open up. And even with you starting your movement, have you been assisted by colored wealthy people?
No.
Yes.
Okay, so
it's also like that with us, with black people.
Let me tell you what the problem is.
Yes.
The problem is that there are coloreds in management. Ask them how many hoops they had to jump through to get there. Now then, look at management, whether it's government or the private sector.
Yes.
It's white dominated. We can agree on this?
Yes, I agree.
But whites only make up 8% of the province. Coloreds make up 50% of the province. We should be in 50% of the management positions. I mean, it's logic. So the discrimination is clear. You talk about colored entrepreneurs. I should have nailed Faiz Jacobs about this last night because we were on a podcast together last night. He is on the committee for the development of SMMEs.
Yes.
Do you know of one single colored business that has received government assistance? Can you name one?
No, currently
I can't.
Yeah.
Marlon Owen
also,
Peters.
they are not being assisted by
Marlon Owen Peters. He was the poster boy for the Umsabumbo Youth Fund, Youth Development Fund. His face was on the posters.
His face was on the posters.
He applied. He didn't get it.
So,
NISFIS. Show me the colors at varsity. Show me. Then it gets worse. You've got this influx from the Eastern Cape. It's an artificial influx because it's engineered. It's politically engineered. And it's affecting the locals. There's 10,000 colored boys and girls that couldn't get into school this year. Coloreds.
In university and varsity?
No.
Just in the primary and high school. Basic and higher education.
It's a genocide of the colored people. And it's government funded and it's assisted by the private sector. I don't know if it's a working agreement, but something's wrong here.
So you think there is some cooperation in deliberately disenfranchising the colored community?
Colored schools have been closed for the last 10 years. They've not closed one school in a black area, not one school in a white area. Not one.
Why did they close them, Fatu?
They run down. They're dilapidated. A school doesn't dilapidate in a year. Or 5. Or 10. It's over a generation. It's allowed to rot. It's allowed to decay. And then they say it's cheaper to close it than to fix it. They don't build a new one, though. Go to Mitchell's Plain. They've not built a single school in Mitchell's Plain over the last 27 years. But Mitchell's Plain's population has boomed. In addition to that, Kylie Cha wants to go to school in Mitchell's Plain. Sikalo wants to go to school in Mitchell's Plain. Samora Michelle wants to go to school in Mitchell's Plain. Philippi wants to go to school in Mitchell's Plain. But they're not building schools. They're pushing our children out, and we are supposed to shut up about it.
So you feel that also, people who are coming from the Eastern Cape and looking for greener pastures in Cape Town are also part of the problem. Is that what you're also saying?
100%.
Because I remember, and I didn't want to talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
I remember when you started your organization, right? The Heartful Cape Townians, and you said, look, we either pushing for a secession for Western Cape to be an independent country, and we want to deport black people from.
I said that.
Okay, but I read it and used.
Yeah, no, you read a lot of things about me.
Please correct me, Fadiel, because we're just talking. Yeah, I mean, I stand to be corrected with what I'm saying, right? And the deportation. And I just want to know on your side, what was the reasoning behind it? And is it false or true or what on that?
Okay. Let me give you a little bit let me give you the backstory.
Yes.
So when I was a lightie, and my father had a construction business.
Yes.
In the mornings, he'd start up his diner truck, and we would drive to Kailicha
Yes.
to pick up his team.
My
My father had one guy from Manenberg that used to work for him. His name was Ati Boer. Yeah, he looked like a white man.
Okay.
Called him Ati Boer.
Yes, like,
They were lifelong friends.
okay.
Then my father had about 14 black guys from Kailicha. I can name all of them. I must have been 7 or 8 years old
At the time.
Kailicha and Langa, sorry.
Yes.
I used to count the shacks as we drove cars through Kailicha. 31 shacks
At the time.
at the time. We're going 1984, 1985. Those were Aboriginal, local Cape Townians, just like me. They have every right to the development in their home, just like me.
In Cape Town. So you say those were the black people that were here. Langa.
Those are our neighbors, our brothers.
Yes.
Those were the people that
Young
in
guys.
District 6. Cape Town today is one big squatter camp. We can agree on this?
Yes, no, I
Right.
can agree on that.
So we got 2 million plus additional people that we didn't account for. Our infrastructure, it was not built with this in mind. Have you seen how gridlocked this place is? There's a waiting list of 500,000 Cape Townians that need houses. I got 2.5 million people demanding houses, yet they have land in the Eastern Cape. Their ancestral land is in the Eastern Cape. This is my ancestral land. Why must my ancestral land be divided so someone else can have land in 2 provinces?
Okay.
So you come here. You start burning shit. Shit you didn't build. We did. But you get a job ahead of a local. Where does your savings go? To the Eastern Cape. Easter, Cape Town's empty. Why? The Eastern Cape has gone home. They've gone home. Listen to the word home, not their home.
Okay.
He dies. Where does his body go? To the Eastern Cape. But he has a RDP house here. A Cape Townian is living in someone else's yard, will die in someone else's yard. Cape Townians in Delft, in Easter River, are renting houses from people from the Eastern Cape. And when we speak out about this is racism.
But don't you think, Fadiel, for example, right, as you look at urbanization, right?
Urban migration.
Yes. Eastern Cape is mostly a rural province in a way, right? And it's happening in Johannesburg as well, where Johannesburg is also dealing with a moving target because everyone is urbanizing, right? More of the economic value is in the cities, right? So the same problem that has been dealt in Cape Town, it's also dealt in Durban and also in Johannesburg as well. And you can see some of Cape Townians as well also work in the Eastern Cape. It's one republic. South Africa is not a federal state.
100%. Here's the counter to your argument. The Cape Townians working in the Eastern Cape, have you seen them burn a rent office, dig up a road, demand housing, demand free university? Understand where I'm going. Cape Town, Durban, Johannesburg,
Yeah.
one country. I'm free
Yeah.
to move. You are free to move.
Yes, yes.
You are free to contribute. No, you have a responsibility to contribute.
Yes.
What you don't have is the right to be a parasite. And people can take that any way I say it, any way they want to. How do I move to the Eastern Cape? Demand to get a house before 70-year-old. Demand that my child goes to school ahead of a local. In which parallel universe does this make sense? Urban migration is a fact. It's here. Can I give you a counter to that?
Yes.
How's about 2.5 million people pack up and go, all the government that they voted for to account? Give us better services. Give us industrialization. They can do it so well here. They can burn buses here. I've never seen a housing protest in the Eastern Cape. I've never. Besides the anti-Statani thing. I think it was a service delivery.
Yes.
Listen to what I'm saying.
In East London, you do get as well.
Every week?
In East London.
Every week?
So not mostly every week, but the more people that rather than
the appetite to protest in Cape Town is huge.
You're saying it's 10 times then.
Isn't it?
10 times.
So my question to you, is this purposeful? Because if you're going to ask me to travel 2,500 kilometers to go and protest when I can damn well protest at home, I'm choosing the second option.
Yes.
Let me tell you what poverty is in my terms, in my world.
Yes, yes.
If I ask 2.5 million colours today to get on a bus, pay bus fare,
yes,
travel to the Eastern Cape, find 7,000-8,000 rand to put up a shack, they don't have. That's poverty. The means to travel and erect a shelter. You make me question how poor you are. Drive through the backyards of Bonteville, Manenberg, Mitchells Plain. See how many satellite dishes you see in the backyards.
Massive.
Very few. Drive past Samora, Michelle. Every shack has a satellite dish. But we can't pay water and electricity. Let's put poverty into real terms. Let's take race out of the issue. Let's say those were white people in those shacks. My stance would be the same.
Just the stance. But don't you think, Fadiel, also the blame, right? I wouldn't say the blame, but it's also the deindustrialization of Cape Town. Because if you looked in the past, there was quite a whole lot of industrialization, and those industries were built by colored people, right? They were built by them, right? Whether it was the textile factories,
the taxi industry,
the footwear ones, the taxi industries, and so on. Yes, I do understand at a later stage, Black people started migrating to Cape, but some were already here, right? But wouldn't you also put the blame in industries importing more rather than producing here? And that's what's also creating.
No, that's definitely a driver. My question is, when did it become okay for us to be replaced? Are we not competent?
So are you saying that it's more now Black is replacing colored?
Are you not seeing it?
Not really, Fadiel.
My brother, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
When you got here 10 years ago.
Yes, 15
years ago.
Yeah.
You saw more colored people working.
Yes.
Where have they gone? Did they become lazy?
No, I've seen, you know what I've seen, Fadiel, right? I've seen more colored people, right? Moving into the suburban communities, becoming managers. You know, you've got more software developers that are colored today than what you had before.
Let me tell you this. If we are going to itemize it.
Yeah, but it's a minority.
There we go. What I'm saying to you is, in terms of what I'm dealing with, it looks like the colored community doesn't want to work. Because we're not allowed to. Boss, let me be brutally honest.
Yes, please.
You know there's a no Malau policy in the townships.
Is it? No.
Have you seen a colored person working in retail in Kailicha? Do you know we get shot? Have you seen a colored taxi driver operating in Kailicha?
In Kailicha.
Do you know we get shot? Do you know this? Why are we not talking about this?
And also,
I would have thought Kailicha was a part of Cape Town. Yet, we don't mind people of any ethnicity working in our areas. All we're saying is give us fairness, and apparently that's too much. The day will come when we get pushed to that point,
that the edge.
there's going to be big gak here, Buta.
So you say there is like the underlining discrimination.
But in 1994, a school teacher, I think his name was John Adams, bought a house in Kailicha and he was thrown out by the people of Kailicha. Google it.
Yeah.
No one calls that racism. You know, black people live in Mitchell's Plain, in Retreat, in Steenberg, in Elsies River.
In Delft. And
we've always been accepting, always been open to people moving. Since 1652. What I'd like to know is why people have a problem with us.
So you feel like you are persecuted in your own.
It's not that I feel it, sir. I see it.
You see it.
You say a feeling can be misinterpreted. What my eyes see.
It's a total.
Now that stands the test in court.
But how do you think, Fadiel, we can really, increase the cooperation, right, between black and colored? Because we were both oppressed by colonization, by apartheid. I don't see the benefit of us fighting.
There's no benefit.
There's no benefit in it. But how do you think, is it probably like the whole thing, like in the apartheid, whereby the colored was the second class citizen and then you had the black? And
let me tell you what I see.
Yes.
Let me tell you what I see. I see a constitutional court order finding, saying that you cannot impose national demographics in the Western Cape because it will disenfranchise the colored community. That's the constitutional court saying it.
Yes.
A black government did it anyway. Now, if the court can't order this government to treat my people fairly, where do you think it goes? The discrimination of the colored child is not the fault of the colored child. 30 years into the new dispensation, the national question still has not been asked. You know what the national question is?
Which is?
Where does the colored fit into the new South Africa? That's the national question. Would Mandela, Mbeki,
yes,
Kgalema, Zuma, Ramaphosa, 5 presidents have failed to give us an answer. What is it that black South Africa wants from us? Blood. It's very easy to say black and colored should work together. I was one of the proponents of this. I still am.
You still are.
But the admission that harm was done to my people will not be made by black South Africa. You expect us to smile about it. We're done smiling. I don't want to be fighting other poor people. We should be fighting the people that stole the land from us. We're fighting over crumbs because you won't allow us to eat. That's the problem right here.
Yes. But do you think with President Nelson Mandela, he included quite a whole lot of people in the colored community? Trevor Manuel, for example, in his cabinet, Salas in, right? Dala Omar was in his cabinet. Vali Musa, I think, was in, right?
Ahmad Kathrada.
Ahmad Kathrada was there. You know, you had quite a whole lot of Jay Naidu. And now there was a even Mandela work Mandela's right-hand man was colored. Professor Jake Schrijver. He was the trusted,
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Colored representation under Madiba was guaranteed. But the United Nations asked Madiba a simple question.
Yes.
Are there any Khoisan left? And he said no. That was a blatant lie. Do you know why?
Why?
The plan to take our heritage was unveiled right there. Let me take it a step further.
Yes.
The cabinet that he brought in 94. I think he regretted it. Because colored people in the Western Cape foolishly voted for the National Party in 94. I still can't.
Yeah. That's
how did that scream over Alan Boesak?
Oh, that's another one.
Right.
And Alan Boesak was...
Alan Boesak? Anyway.
Oh.
The ANC then turned its back on the colored people. As of now, I won't even say turned its back. Stabbed colored people in the back. And decided to cancel our future. If you won't vote for us, we'll fucking kill you. What did they do? They closed the textile industries. They took our fishing quotas away. They kept us out of varsity. 86% of all police stations that are under-resourced are found in the Cape Flats.
Mostly in the Cape.
In the country. Listen to me carefully. Out of all the police stations that are under-resourced in the country, all of them, 86% of them.
Mostly in the Cape Flats.
Does that not sound like a planned genocide to you?
But wouldn't you put it to the government of the Democratic Alliance, which leads the Western Cape? Because why are most of the resources in the Lani areas, right? And then you find that the resources are not in the...
So if you watch my IOL debate 2 weeks ago on a Friday,
Yes.
that's exactly what I said to the Premier. I said to him, you're spending 3 times the amount of money on the rich than you're on the poor. I said to the Premier, essentially told him you're a piece of shit. Right.
Still.
So
Yeah.
what you say about the DA, I agree with you. But I'm not going to absolve national government of what it's done.
Of what it's done. Yes.
Not
yes.
good. If the ANC is looking for a free ride, it's not getting one.
It's not going to get one from you.
No, the truth must be told.
No, exactly.
I believe
Yeah.
that over a cup of coffee like this,
It's a nice cup of coffee.
it was a good cup of coffee.
It was a great one. We still got
The ANC and the DA have found their common ground. Is to get rid of us or enslave us.
So you're saying there's a collaboration between the African National Congress and the DA?
This plan is run too well. It's run too well. It cannot have worked without some type of strategy.
That was there.
These people know what they're doing. If I press this button, you'll do that. If I press that button, you'll do that. They're just pressing the buttons. And you know what? The Scarlets, we're just reacting. It's time we start reacting.
But how has the togetherness or the cohesion, right? Because there is I would say there is this view that colored people don't want to work together. And I'll be honest with you, even in the workspace, it's almost like the stabbing, you stab your back, I want what's mine. And, how has the cohesion been? How are you going to unite the colored community under one?
No, sir. I'm not King Solomon. I don't. That's a different type of wisdom.
That is it, yeah.
Let me tell you what I admire. What I admire about the black community. You guys, you know what? You got your same splits. You got your same.
Oh, there's a lot of...
But when it comes to the critical issues, the unity is there.
The unity is there.
You think the Afrikaner and the English South African like each other? Do you think the Jew boy, the Afrikaner and the Englishman want to marry each other's daughters? No, they don't. But they understand for their survival, there's certain things that they need to do together. The colored community needs to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
For our survival, there's things we need to do together.
But how has it been on the ground to get, to get the colored community, conscientize?
People with more resources and more experience and more education than me have tried and failed miserably. We're very happy with what we've managed to pull out to date. There's bigger things.
And you've done great. I mean, your traction is enormous.
I'm Batman. Just got that out there.
Now, I'd like to know with the obviously your party before was the Cape Colored Congress, right? Specifically focused on the Western Cape, and now you're the National Colored Congress, focusing on the rest of the country, right? How is the traction in other spaces?
It's growing, but resources is what's holding us back. We started the party for the Cape Metro, Cape Town.
Yes.
The Cape Colored Congress. The name said it all.
Yes.
Then people in Saldanha reached out. Then people in KZN reached out. Then people in Eldorado Park reached out.
Restart.
Okay, National Colored. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. 7 pensioners in Wentworth, KZN, without money. Ran the DA so close they lost that ward by 26 votes.
Sure. Without any resources.
No posters, no pamphlets, no sweaters, no food parcels, no radio ads.
No radio ads.
26 votes.
We're
ready to do great things.
Neck and neck.
But We got these people screaming.
You got them by the...
That's exactly. And I'm comfortable in that space. You know, I'm comfortable kicking Obas in the testicles. I'm loving it.
You're loving it. And I can...
Obas has had these things up our asses for so long. We feel it's normal.
Exactly. And I can see in the council, you heating up that place. I mean, no one can sleep when...
Let me tell you something.
You heating up that space. I mean,
almost 30 years into it.
And the mayor is getting headaches about you. I can see.
The mayor's got bigger things than headaches coming. Let me tell you something. It'll be 20 years under DA rule now.
Yes.
Everybody's opposed to DA. EFF, ANC, Patriotic Alliance, Good, Al Jamaat, No one's ever convicted them of a sin, of stealing 1 cent. We got them in court for 500 million.
Sure.
With an additional 1.2 billion to come.
In court.
A party led by a construction worker with a retail operator and a beautician and a...
Yeah, and you guys don't come from the political...
No politics involved, sir. Only the desire for change.
Just the accountability.
Like, you aren't educated. Okay, fine. We've got advocates and lawyers and doctors and we got all this shit here.
Impact is...
Where's the impact? Where's this? It isn't what we do. It's an act of love. We don't do this for money. I resigned from council. I walked away from the salary because I'm more effective on the ground.
You resigned from council?
Oh, yes. What, 6 months ago?
6 months ago.
The Strand page, you've not been reading.
Yeah, I haven't been reading that, Fadiel.
So, people accuse me of doing this for money and fame. I mean, I can't eat social media likes. I do this for children that I'll never meet.
That you'll never meet. Let's talk about the issues, Fadiel, that are facing the colored communities, right? The unemployment, the joblessness, right? The crime rates, the education. How do you think the National Colored Congress will solve such difficult issues? Because they are, they are difficult.
They're not difficult. They're not difficult. There's just no will to solve.
Look at, the gang violence has been going on for so many years.
We're less than 10% of the national population. But we're 85% of the prison system. Our mothers don't give birth to criminals. I can tell you most of those boys in jail tonight, they used to be good boys. Systemically, everything's wrong. Our ghettos are overcrowded. But then you still got the Eastern Cape coming in and crowding us out. We've been kept out of school. We've been kept out of work. We've been kept out of higher education. They've created a revolving door to prison out of the Cape Flats. It's a very simple thing. Educate us. Employ us. Empty the ghettos. Empty Mannenberg. Empty Lavender Hill. Empty Heidelveld. There's too many people living there. You know, there's a law in place that prohibits too many people from working in a space. But no such law exists for people living. You've got flats in Parkwood that were designed for a family of 6 to 8, 50 years ago. There's now 40 people in a flat, 35 people living in a flat, 28 people living in a flat. I know of a family. One example.
Yeah.
At night, the man takes his wife, his child, mattress, and goes sleeps in the bathroom. His brother takes his wife, his child, his mattress, and sleeps outside on the stoop. But 21-year-old boys are getting houses on the Eastern Cape. Not like he's got nowhere to go. He's got land, lots of land. And when I say something, I'm the racist. My people are being killed. This is ethnic cleansing. State-sanctioned.
You're saying this is an underlining genocide or what?
What that?
No, I've heard genocide, but...
If you were a policeman, a lieutenant colonel, could you steal 2,000 guns? So Lieutenant Colonel Prinsloo is Superman. Because he was convicted of stealing 2,000 guns and selling them to the gangsters. He then served 7 years in prison. Are you telling me the state's not involved? Prinsloo didn't act alone. There must have been at least 50 policemen dealing with him. Why wasn't he shaken until he gave them up? And why wasn't he sentenced to life without parole when he refused to give them up? It's because our lives mean nothing.
You see, the current lives matter as well.
All lives matter. I just wish people would recognize us as people too.
And the thing is, the current community also fought in the apartheid. Massive.
Now, come on, man, give us our full credit. The 1976 riots, it was started by the brother of my KZN chairperson, by Keith Skido Joseph. You know what he did?
What did he do?
He fired a fucking rocket launcher at the refinery.
At the refinery?
Yeah. A colored boy.
Was he an MK combatant?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he never received the honor that was due to him.
So the history, you're saying it's being hidden away?
Yes.
The massacres that were happening here in Cape Town.
It's worse than anywhere else. Let me tell you this. The actual 1976 riots, where the brunt of it was happening, was on Vanguard Drive, Pontyville. Do you know that there was a ANC formation called BMW?
The Pontyville
military wing.
The military wing. That was a hardcore one, right?
Do you know where they live?
Where do they?
In other people's backyards. Do you know what their children are up to? Some of them are on drugs. Some of them are in prison.
And these boys military.
These boys risk their fucking lives. They are military veterans, and they never received the honor that was due to them. But you know who did? Everybody else. Ashley Kriel, Robbie France, Anton France, our Uncle Robbie. Where are they? Where are the monuments to them? Ashley's got a fucking footbridge here in Cape Town. Fucking footbridge. Everyone else is acknowledged. Mandela, Tutu, Biko,
and the others. But no mention of in the colored
a footnote in a really big history book.
But do you think like leaders like Trevor Manuel and Professor Jakes Farver that were there, do you think they pushed the agenda?
Sold us out. Listen to me carefully. Sold us out. That's the full story. I believe that because Busak wasn't as compromising,
Alice Busak,
he was sacrificed.
That's why they sacrificed him and went to jail.
I believe it. I've never spoken to him about it.
You haven't spoken
never.
to him?
I've met the Reverend many times. But I believe that's what happened.
And sometimes you remind me of him. That great, orator that lifts up people and so on.
I'm not fit.
It's been a while, like hearing that revolutionary, voice that comes out.
Boss, we'll never have another Busak.
Yeah, no.
I can't tie his laces. Not from an oratory stance. No. This is.
No, but I was watching.
No.
You get people. It's almost like I could like when you listen to like these politicians like Julius Malema, great orator. He gets people fired up, and obviously when I was looking at
if South Africa produces another Busak in my lifetime, I'll take you for lunch. That's not going to happen. He's a much greater orator than anyone. He's this man is on the level of Malcolm X
of Malcolm X.
No. South Africa doesn't appreciate this man.
Yeah, no, he's I met him and
I'll tell you what I am.
Shook his hand.
I'm a much better fighter than Busak. Much better.
Much better fighter.
No, much better.
Way more streets.
And I'll say this with modesty. But I have a deep admiration for Alan Busak. It's not going to go away, irrespective of who says what. He was the man we needed at the time. It was he who kept the flame of resistance burning, and he deserved better.
And
if Busak was black, he would be treated better.
Treated better, so.
It's a sad thing. It's an indictment. Listen to what Jeremy Vieri says. Jeremy Vieri says he fought for his right to be black. And after the votes were counted, his comrades said, "No, sir, you're colored. Wait your turn."
And Jeremy Very played a massive role in the underground, the Mkhonto Wesizwe.
Again, he's never going to receive the recognition due to him.
Jeremy Very, Andre Lincoln.
Andre Lincoln is a member of the NCC.
He's a member of the NCC.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, we recruit generals, sir.
Oh, so you've got an underground army as well. Please don't take up arms.
Don't push me. You know, it's a sadness, man, that people with so much to contribute are being pushed to the sidelines. Look around you. We built
Robert McBride is.
Look around you. We built Cape Town, if not the country. We transferred skills. You know how many black boys I've given skills on construction sites.
Skills too.
But when I was an appy, blacks were fit to push wheelbarrows and dig holes.
At the time.
Do you know that when Obas wasn't looking, my trade masters were teaching black boys how to hold the trowel, how to quickly before he comes.
Before he comes.
You weren't allowed. You weren't allowed to. And my uncles and their friends would just so.
Yes.
Lunchtime, call the boy aside and say, this is the house.
Oh, this is how it works. And also in the factory, like you used to get more clickers that are colours, you know, and
my mother is a seamstress. She used to make wedding dresses. Government doesn't show that people like her will never eat again.
And with the imports and the Chinese imports that are coming in, they've removed the industries.
Let me tell you something. When the state wanted to bring in my city, what did they do? They compensated taxi owners. Taxi owners were by far mostly black. When they closed down the factories, did they think about the employees? Not a thought. Many of those people, those women, they left the factories with nothing after 20, 30 years service.
Nothing. Just
they were sent home to go and die of hunger. Can you imagine the impact on your community when thousands of people are put out to work just like that? I don't mean to be sitting here complaining, but you're asking the questions and I'm giving you the answer.
And sometimes you find that it's the wife and the husband, they work in the same company, and when there's short time or either they're out of work, both of them out.
They lose their house. They can't pay school fee. They can't keep the water on. And sadly, that's not just a colored thing, because black families and white families, many people affected.
They are affected,
but we're being targeted. Targeted, I tell you.
And at the end of the day, it hits the communities way more.
You know, there's many people think I'm a racist, but last night, Angus McKenzie says on a debate that 99% of Cape Townians have access to running water. Now, you know, you got about 2 million people living in, they call them informal settlements.
Yes.
We must call it what it is. It's a squatter camp. It's not a settlement.
It's not a settlement.
It's not fit for human. It's not fit for human habitation. What the bugger doesn't say is there's one communal tap for 5,000 people.
For 5,000, just one tap.
That's not right.
And the bucket toilet to cuck, just 2 bucket toilets.
That's not right. And just because they're black, I am against that.
And Fadiel, I was hearing you were accusing the Democratic, because obviously we hear that the ANC is corrupt, but we will never hear about the Democratic Alliance corruption. And you were accusing them of corruption, especially with procurement, whether it's local government procurement and so on. What is the corruption? What's happening in because we don't see it in the media.
Oh, we found out.
Definitely.
We found out how they steal. I'll give you 2 examples.
How do they?
Those are staircases.
Okay.
3,000 of them.
Yeah.
They need to be repaired.
Okay.
They'll put out the tender. You, myself, 10 other people, we submit tenders. You win the tender.
Okay.
They apply to Treasury for the money. Treasury gives them $600 million.
Mm.
They cancel the tender.
Then they cancel the tender.
But the money's right here. They then spend the money on other shitty projects.
Mm.
2 million rand to fix the roof.
Mm.
1.2 million rand to hire scaffolding at cost 4,000 rand.
Mm. There's also inflation of prices.
Oh, big time. So when we discovered this,
Mm.
we brought it to council.
Mm.
The mayor lied. The mayor said there's no fraud.
There's
The
no
money's in the budget. We asked for the show us the proof the money's in.
Oh,
But it's a white man saying it, so TV believes it. You understand? It's
Yeah.
not Zuma.
Mm.
He's not struggling to say 500 and 500 and the country made memes of Zuma.
Mm.
When Steenhuisen couldn't say 50 million,
Mm.
it was just a mistake. So that's how they steal there.
Mm.
Secondly, you know that the city of Cape Town owns over 3,000 vehicles.
3,000, right? Mm.
Do you know that every one of those vehicles comes with a motor plan because it's bought brand new?
All of them, they come.
You know that the city bought a motor plan for every vehicle.
Sure.
So if this is my Toyota,
Mm.
it comes with a standard motor.
Okay.
I pay
Mm.
for another motor plan,
For another motor.
but I'm never going to use it because they run concurrently.
Mm.
So I'm paying for a product that I'm never going to use
Mm.
from the same dealership.
Sure. That's
Close to R1 billion.
close to R1 billion.
The motor plan, if you're driving a Prado,
Mm.
70,000 rand.
70,000.
You know how many Fortuners, Prados, X5s,
Mm.
and that's besides earth-moving equipment and trucks, buses.
Trucks, buses, luxury cars
And we
as well.
caught them again.
Mm.
Now, this is what we do.
Mm.
My question is, what do other political parties?
Sure. And Fadiel, would you say overwhelmingly, which are the companies that are benefiting from the the Western, the Cape Town local government procurement? Is it mostly would you say it's mostly the white-owned companies or?
It's definitely the white-owned companies.
Mm.
You know, if you wanna see who the funders of the DA are,
Mm.
when you see a road being tarred that you drive on regularly,
Yes.
and you know there's nothing wrong with the road,
Mm.
no, that's a DA funder.
Mm.
I'll give you an example. Berkeley
Yeah.
Road.
I see, like, when I'm driving, like,
Berkeley Road.
oh, what's up with this?
Berkeley Road.
Fixing it.
Berkeley Road. Blue Route Mall.
Yes.
The white people in Berkeley are complaining that the road is being fixed. There's nothing wrong with the road.
I always wondered.
Then you know someone's receiving money. You see, if I mention a name here, I'll probably get sued again. Please don't get me.
Yes. So the funders, they want to catch it on the other side. They'll fund the party and then they catch it on the other
Always.
side.
All the time. You must understand something.
Mm.
There's a company called, I'm going to name them, fuck it, man. There's a company called ACOM
Yes.
in the city of Cape Town.
Mm.
In 2014,
Mm.
it was involved in the upgrades of the Cape Flats,
Mm.
Lavendale, Parkwood, Manenberg, you know,
Yeah.
CRUs.
Mm.
Do you know every CRU
Mm.
was to receive, listen to me carefully,
Yeah.
aluminium windows.
Okay.
Every flat, every council
flat.
flat, all 56,000 of them.
Okay. Aluminium.
Aluminium windows, front and back.
Yeah.
Brand new front door,
Mm.
paint job,
Okay.
new bath,
Okay.
new kitchen sink.
Mm.
Only 3,200.
Got.
No, I'm lying. It was close to 6,000 that got.
Mm.
The other 48,000
Mm.
didn't receive a thing.
They don't.
But the entire budget was spent. When we raised the issue,
Mm.
the city took ACOM to court. We said, no, it's fine.
Okay.
No, it's fine. The city also terminated the contract. You won't work for the city again.
Okay.
1 year later, they were reinstated.
So it was just for show.
That was just for show.
Yeah.
So this is what the DA does.
Mm.
They're as bad as the ANC. They're just a hell of a lot smarter.
Mm. What do you think of the flag? The
Burning of the flag.
Yeah, the burning of the flag, the advertisement.
You know, I am a colored South African. I have very little to be patriotic about. Very
But
little.
South
This
Africa.
country doesn't love me.
Mm. So there's no that emotional.
I actually didn't get emotional about the flag. I must be honest. It's wrong. And as far as I'm concerned, it's treasonous.
Mm.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
When we tried to ban the old apartheid flag, the DA voted against it.
Mm.
They've got more respect for the vierkleur
Yeah.
than they do for the flag that represents supposed freedom.
A supposed freedom.
I'm not free.
Mm.
I'm not free economically. I can't move like I want to.
Mm.
You know, I've got freedom of movement.
Mm.
But if you live in Manenberg, how free are you?
Sorry.
Have you tried to go to the shop after 7 o'clock? Have you tried to collect your kids at school? You're not free.
So people aren't free to trade, and it's as you say, with the overcrowding and the crime that's happening and so on, people are not able to reach their full potentials.
You know what our problem is? We've got a first world constitution for a third world country. We're not ready for this constitution.
It was too
liberal too soon.
Too liberal too soon.
We need amendments.
Quoted, the best constitution in the
amendments need to be made in that constitution.
In that constitution.
And then this country will first stabilize and then grow.
I
think that constitution is 30, maybe 40 years ahead of its time. Unfortunately, it's cost us many lives.
Yeah. No, definitely. And in terms of your campaign trail, where are we going to be seeing you guys? Where are you guys campaigning?
We don't really campaign.
You don't campaign?
No.
Door to door?
No, that's not so. No. You see, if we are not pamphlets, that would be campaigning. But our success is based on our work. We are a party that works. We are a party that forces colours into work, forces colours into schools, forces colour into varsities, that fight for our rising rights. I mean, we are a party that, without having executive power, have forced the provincial government to house coloured people. That's us.
Yeah.
We're not here about spin lies. We're going to do this. We've done. With our little means, we've got a state-of-the-art office in Mitchell's Plain.
Yeah.
It's manned by 5 volunteers.
Okay, 5 volunteers that are running the office.
And they see to the community complaints. And it costs us, in terms of rental, amenities, utilities.
Utilities as well.
About 30,000 a month.
30,000 a month, okay.
That's a lot of money to us. Now, the question I ask is, the parties with money, why don't they do this? I'll tell you why. They don't care.
They don't care. But the with the money, Fadiel, do you have like your members? Do they pay something on a monthly basis? Or either, let's say you've got a party member in council and then in the salary, you take a percentage for the party.
Our councillors pay 20% of the salary.
20% of their...
And that's how we maintain the office.
And that's how you maintain the office. And any, money that's coming in from the colored community?
Sometimes. Okay. This is a prize. Sometimes, look, people pay what they can.
What they can.
I can't ask someone to take his electricity money and give it to me. We're not about that.
But I like how conscientized you are, how with the community's needs, what they actually need.
I'm from those streets. I talk to those streets. Those streets talk to me. I'm something of a connoisseur on coloured life. And that's what's different. I don't live in Sandton, Constantia. I've got no business there.
Would you live in the suburban community? Let's say, for example, you are in parliament. You are contesting nationally, right?
Yes, we are.
So let's say, okay, fine, you're going to be in parliament and you're going to stay in a parliamentarian community. You'll have those perks and so on. Would you still be there, or would you say, I'm going to reject this whole perks and still be with...
Okay, so to give you some context to it, I don't think we should ever be in a position as a people to tell anyone where they can and cannot live. That's awfully draconian.
That's wrong.
Foudian.
That's...
But remember that I quit my council job. I walked away from the salary. Remember that when an increase was offered to councillors in the city of Cape Town, the NCC was the only party that voted against it.
You're talking.
We said to council, give our elderly a break with this 2.5 million rand a month that you are suggesting that you hand to us as councillors.
Yes.
Everybody voted against it. We're the only party that said that. I think the increase was about 7,000 rand per councillor. 231 councillors. That's a hell of a lot of money.
That's a hell of a lot. It is.
We said, no, we're doing okay.
But with the work that you're doing, I mean, you also need the money. I mean, I can understand, like, even like with a business that I run, I mean, the cost of running a business, it's very costly. To have an impact, sometimes it's extremely costly. And you know how it is to do something without resources. You have to, even people that you say, look, please do this. And if the money, vasti shall...
Okay, so let me answer you like this. I think everybody wants to earn more money. We just felt that in a time that is screaming out for austerity,
Yes.
that it was ludicrous for us to pay ourselves an additional 7,000. When people are struggling to keep their lights on, to pay their water bills,
Yes.
that those same people must fund us as councillors an additional 7,000 rand 231 times every month.
That's
We felt that it was the conscious thing to do.
and more resources needs to be put in the community, you said.
Put for 2.5 million rand, I think we could put what? 100 law enforcement officers out in the street. That was our feeling. Do more with this money. Every other party voted for them.
For the increase.
That's the difference between us and them. A councillor right now earns about 60,000 rand a month in the city of Cape Town.
So
He's not going to die if he doesn't get an increase. It might not. Look, if petrol goes out, the interest rate went up, everything goes up. But they'll be okay.
They'll be okay.
They might not be able to go for lunch every day.
Exactly.
But they'll be okay. We are concerned about the people that are not okay.
But do you also think that when you get more money, it also distances you from the problems that the citizens are facing? Because let's say you get more money, right? And people come to you, they complain, you see my electricity, and then you get so irritated because you're not facing that. I mean, you're getting more money, like a nice suits, a nice cars, security, and so on. And you're like, yeah, you're coming to bore me with this energy.
So I used to have my own construction company.
Yes.
I was doing okay.
Yeah.
I had good
And you employed about 16 people?
No, 6 to 8 people.
Yeah.
I always keep it small.
Okay.
So I've been okay before. I wasn't distant. I closed that.
Yes.
I closed that to help fix what we didn't break.
Yeah.
So I don't care if it's 2 million rand a month. I'm never going to leave my people behind. It's just not who I am.
Yeah.
And then when we speak about security, I'm the only politician, only head of a political party of any worth in this country
Who doesn't have a bodyguard?
that doesn't have a bodyguard.
How's that? Where's the bodyguard for you? I'm sure you got a whole lot of people who want to,
No, they're all not. They want to take me out, but they have heard my reputation. You clearly haven't. All I'm gonna say is, if you come, boy, make sure you don't miss. Make damn sure you don't miss.
No, that's a great one. It's been great, Fadiel, having you in the show today. I had a great conversation with you, and now I really understand what your party is for. And
Vote the NCC. Vote the NCC.
yeah, no, definitely.
Listen, let me
Look out for the NCC.
let me offer my apologies for not being able to sit down and have this conversation with you.
Yeah.
I really, really wanted to. Do you know, it's silly season,
Yeah.
and I had to bury a body today, to make it here. But it was well worth it.
Yeah.
But, look, you don't very often get to say I enjoyed an interview. I enjoyed this interview.
No, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mania.
Thank you. Take
Take it easy,
Thank you.
Masakan. You mustn't say Masakan because there's some TikTok influencers here
Is it?
that will accuse you of being a gangster.
Oh, okay, you're right. Viva NCC, viva.
Hey, you heard that? Viva.